Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Camille Prosperity out of Savannah, Georgia. And as you come in, I want you guys to do what you always do. Before you forget, guys, go ahead and click like on this video. You guys have been watching and coming back for more. So evidently you like it. So don't even wait. Just go ahead and click the likes now. This really helps the channel. This really helps the content get pushed through the algorithm. And it really encourages me to make more videos when I get great feedback. Okay, if this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe as well. As you come on in, let me know not only the city and state that you are watching from, but what district and what circuit. Drop your district, say your circuit. Drop your district, say your circuit. This is something that we do on this channel because we are very, very serious about understanding the law and how it relates to us protecting our rights. If you have no clue what I am talking about, then let me see here. Did I pull it up? Did I pull it up? Let me see if I can do it this way. I want to try to show you guys what it means to drop your district, say your circuit. Okay. If you've never done this before, this is what the map looks like of all of the states. And let me just make sure that I'm live. I'm live. I think I'm live because by now you guys usually say can't hear you. Let me see here. Go to my channel. See if I hear myself. Okay, it looks like I'm live. Okay, perfect. Yes, so this map right here shows you, like I said, I'm in Savannah, Georgia. So Georgia is the 11th circuit. It's the 11th district. So I want you to do the same thing. This is going to be very important for this video that we are doing right now. You have to know what circuit and what district you are in. This is very, very important because oftentimes YouTubers will tell you, oh, this law means this, so the judge has to do that. But guys, judges are like people. They're like your parents. I want you to think about it like your parents, in the sense that, you know how when you were a little kid, you would say things to your parents along the lines of so-and-so's mom let her do it. And what would your mom say? Well, I ain't so-and-so's mama. So basically what that means is my house, my rules. It's the same thing with judges. Okay, their court, their rules. That means how a judge rules in California might not necessarily, and I guarantee you pretty much, it's not going to be the same way a judge rules in Alabama or Georgia. So it is very important that you become familiar with the judges in your area and how they rule on certain things, because that will increase the probability of you being successful, not if, but when you have to go to court. Okay? So drop your district, say your circuit. Drop your district, say your circuit. I'm real big on participation. So let me stop this share. I'm happy that we explained that. And John Davis, what's going on, my friend? Eastern District, Texas, 5th Circuit. He is always participating, and you have no idea how much I appreciate you for that. Look, we got another Texan in the house. What's going on, True King? Okay, keeping the beard tight and right. Oh, yes. Houston, Texas, 5th District. Y'all be eating good in Texas. I haven't been in Texas about 2 years. I need to pay y'all a visit. All right, so awesome. Guys, we're going to get into it. What I titled this video is how to find court case decisions in your district and in your circuit. So we've already done the first part, which is finding your district and your circuit, right? So now what we are going to do is talk about how to find cases in your district and your circuit. One of the easiest, there's many ways that you can do this, right? But I'm going to tell you guys, because we're all super busy and we don't have a lot of time, I'm going to tell you guys the easiest way to do it. And it is by using a site called Justia, which some people call it Justia. Have you guys heard of Justia or Justia? Drop it down below. Justia, by the way, Justia means justice in Spanish. That's the funny thing. But people can't be like, Justia, like it's their girlfriend. We only got 4 likes, y'all. So if you could right now, just go ahead and like the video. Let's get those likes up. Everybody who's watching right now, if you could clicking the like button, the thumbs up button is free. So if we could get those likes up, that would be awesome. Have you ever heard of Justia? Or like many people call it, Justia. Let me show you guys the site. The site's got now. So this is the site. We'll go to it's just justia.com. And when you come here, this is a wonderful site, guys, for people that are serious about this stuff, which is all of you. I really want you to, on your lunch break or one weekend, or, however much time you have, just come to this site and try to click as many links as you can. Many of us have had issues on the job, but job related issues are not so easy to overcome. So you need to go ahead and look in the employment and labor situation. Family law, unfortunately, is something that a lot of people, whether they want to or not, will end up in family law court. So it's very interesting how some of the things that you think are cut and dry, and of course it's this, and of course it's that, and it ain't. Family law, especially depending on the area that you are in, can be very, very tricky, extremely frustrating, and draining on your resources. So it's good to get a heads up ahead of time about how that stuff plays out. Bankruptcy, right now, a lot of people are declaring bankruptcy as we are finding ourselves in tough economic times. But I just want you guys, look, you have so much stuff on this site. Legal forms, things as it relates to expert witnesses. I know of people who have had to hire expert witnesses, and it has cost them $10,000 just to have that person come and testify. Now, to you, that sounds like a lot of money. It does to me too. But when you look at the fact that the person who paid an expert witness $10,000 won $300,000 in their case, was it a good investment? Absolutely. But these are things that you need to know going into your court cases, especially with all of these creditors and third-party debt collectors violating us so ruthlessly, okay? Pro bono services, basically free. Legal aid, lawyers, these are things that you need to become familiar with, all right? So there's a wealth. We're not going to be on here long, by the way, but I just really wanted to expose you guys to this website if you had never seen it before. Circuit courts, district courts are found right here, dockets and filings. I know this stuff is going to be intimidating, but I'm telling you right now, everything foreign will stay so until it becomes familiar. So all I want you to do is just expose yourself to it little by little on a continuous basis, okay? On a continuous basis, and then I promise you, you will become more comfortable with it. Now, at the very top of this website, you see right here, newsletters. When you click on newsletters, what is going to happen is it will open up another tab where you can sign up for newsletters, because I know we're all super duper busy. So oftentimes you might not come to the Justia site, but what if the Justia site comes to you in your inbox? Wouldn't that be more convenient? I can tell you for a fact the answer is yes. So what it's going to do is it's going to look at the current location on your computer, and it's going to recommend things for you in your area. Now, I am in Georgia. That's, again, we know that's the 11th Circuit. So automatically, when I click on the newsletters tab of this site, it says, do you want Supreme Court of Georgia cases, 11th Circuit, U.S. Supreme Court cases? It tells me all of the things. Look at this. This is amazing. And even if I wanted to, like, say maybe I have a family member in another circuit, and I want to get summaries about their federal court cases in that area, I can do that. Summaries by state courts. You can do that. You're thinking about moving somewhere, or you have a ex-spouse in another state, you might want to get family law cases in that state as well. So this is very, very helpful. If you are studying real estate right now and you're heavy into that, I strongly suggest that you look into the real estate law stuff. Trust and estates, this is a very hot topic right now. So you can sign up for all of these things, guys. Look at this, gaming law. You got a child that's interested in video games, make them start reading court cases about gaming. Seriously, my son and I just watched a YouTube video about how Roblox is basically getting child labor for pennies on the dollar, because you got 8 and 13-year-olds, well, 8-year-olds playing the game, and this 8-year-old who's been playing it for years is like a Roblox expert. And he was giving the interview on the YouTube mini documentary. It was very interesting, you guys. And as early as 13 years old, Roblox will quote unquote hire kids to develop games and do things for them, but they pay them only in Robux. And when you do the currency converter, we'll call it, these kids are staying up late trying to develop stuff for Roblox after school. And it translates in real money to pennies on the dollar. It was a very interesting mini documentary. And the CEO of Roblox, just watch it for yourself, see what you think about him. But yeah, this game that my son has been so into, it's got him in a lot of trouble. Okay. I had to show him the backside of it. And I strongly encourage you to do the same things with your kids too. Now, these other newsletters here, I like it. This is just stuff that we need to stay in the know about. So hopefully while I'm telling you about this, you've already pulled up Justia on your phone or on another device, and you signed up for it in your area. Because there's no time like the present time to do this. All right, I got some comments. Let me read those right now. David, the vegan chef. Okay, David. Hola, reina. No sé mi distrito ni mi circuito. That's okay. We showed the map. You may have come in a little bit late, David. I'm gonna check out your channel. Do you have videos de cocinando en tu canal? I hope so. I need to learn to cook, especially vegan dishes. So I'm gonna check you out. Hopefully you have some content on there. If not, chop, get to it. But when you go back to the beginning of the video, David, I broke it down. Okay, how to find out where your district is and what your circuit is. I think you just came in a little bit late. My buddy John Davis said, I've printed a few cases from these sites. I'm not surprised. He said, okay, I didn't know that either. David said Justia is a deity from Greece. Okay, I'll have to look into that. John Davis says, I like legal. Used to be free, now it's a subscription. Yeah, I'm not surprised. A lot of websites are moving to a subscription-based model, and I have no issues with that, because a lot of this stuff does cost, especially when you want information that's up to date, fast. It's hard for it to stay free, but never heard of legal. You guys can see on the screen how it is spelled. I'll check it out though. Hey, what's going on? The Love of Tay was on here, but they'll be back later. No problem. I love the replay viewers just as much as the live ones. It's just the live ones have the advantage of speaking to me in real time. So have you guys signed while I just did that little mini commercial? Again, let's get the likes up, fam. If you don't know, it's the thumbs up button right beneath this video. Go ahead and click that. It is completely free. And I want to know, have you signed up for Justia? Have you heard of Justia? Put yes, I've heard of it. Yes, I just signed up for it. Or no, forget you, Kim. I'm not doing nothing you say. Any comment is fine, because it still helps the video in the algorithm. So let me show you right now. Once you sign up for Justia, here is how it's going to look in your inbox. I signed up for quite a few things, so they do email me pretty regularly. And like I said, there are certain times during the day when I check my emails, and when I see something on there that catches my eye, I'll definitely check into it. So today, I do remember this morning looking at something right here, stuff pertaining to school systems. Certain things just catch my eye. So for example, this right here, you saw the headline said 2 new cases. So with this right here, the Phyllis, Edwards, and Dothan cities, what happens is it will give you a brief, it'll tell you what this is pertaining to. So employment law, civil procedure, civil rights, contracts. Most of the stuff is going to be in the area of contract law. Contracts dictate so much of our lives. If you did not see my last video about contracts, like contract basics, go check that out. It was an hour long, but it was a wealth of information, and you guys really need to understand the contracts. The written ones are not the only ones that count. As a matter of fact, the majority of the contracts that we get into are unknowingly because they're implied based on your behavior. So please go check out that video. The link is in the description box of this video down below. All right, contract basics. And I even link you in that video to other resources where you can literally take classes about contract law for free. Completamente gratis. Okay? You're welcome. Now, when I was just looking at this, it said, so this is somebody who was hired as a superintendent in Alabama, and it relates to their termination. There was something pertaining to, let me see, they could resign as long as they gave 120 days of notice. But if the district wanted to fire her, they had to do a certain number of things. Well, let me just read this whole thing because I can't remember it good enough off the top of my head. Plaintiff was hired as a superintendent. The employment contract said they could only be terminated for cause. Furthermore, the contract stated that termination would not be effective until the board provided plaintiff with a statement of the cause for termination and allowed her an opportunity for a hearing. It also provided that she could resign as long as she gave 120 days notice in writing of her resignation to the board. But 6 days after plaintiff's intent, every single word in law is super important, guys. Okay? Every single word is super important. But social media has dummied us down for us to gloss over words and speak in emojis and GIFs. But every single word in the law is important. 6 days after plaintiff's intent to resign was sent, plaintiff alleges the board voted to terminate her contract. She brought claims for deprivation of due process and the 5th and 14th Amendment, conspiracy to violate civil rights in violations of 42 U.S.C. Section 1985, and breach of contract. The district court dismissed plaintiff's claims with prejudice. I want somebody to tell me right now, what does with prejudice mean? Either you know it off the top of your head, or you are actually going to be responsible, a responsible adult, and look it up. You're not just going to sit here and wait for me to tell you. So what does it mean when a court case is dismissed with prejudice? This is very important. We have discussed before on this channel how there is a whole nother language out there, and it's legalese. And it's a way of them basically saying things that they could say in very English common parlance, but they choose to express it in a way to make us go, huh? What that mean? So I want to see if y'all know what that mean. Let me see here. All right. So True King said, checking it out now. I know there is a delay. He said final. All right. Yes. Okay. So I wasn't that backed up. Right. True King is right. And of course, my buddy John Davis is right too. When a case is dismissed with prejudice, that means final. That means it cannot be revived. That means it's done. Okay. Now, in some cases, there might be a case that's dismissed without prejudice. That means you can bring the case back if you need to like review it, amend it, or whatever the case may be. So there are things that are dismissed with prejudice, without prejudice. And if you're requesting that a case be dismissed, never say, I requested this case be dismissed because they no show or whatever. Say, I would like the case dismissed with prejudice, so that, you know, if you sued the credit card company and they didn't show up and you're judge, there's no opposing counsel here at this time, I would like to file, put in I can't even think of the right verbiage exactly. But yeah, I would like to request that the courts dismiss the case with prejudice. You're saying the case can never be brought back up again. But if you just say, I would like to request the case be dismissed, the judge can say, okay, and he can dismiss it without prejudice, which means that credit card company can come and take you back to court again, and this time show up. So it's very important that you understand the difference between dismissed with and without prejudice. If it's dismissed with prejudice, that is final, meaning it cannot be revived, right? So let's go back to this. But the 11th Circuit, remember this is Alabama, so this is the 11th Circuit, my area. The 11th Circuit reversed the district court's denial of plaintiffs' due process claims and affirmed the district court's denial of plaintiffs' conspiracy and breach of contract claims. The court explained that instead of construing all ambiguities in plaintiff's favor, the district court used the minutes to recharacterize the allegations within plaintiff's complaint. I know this is very verbose, this is very wordy, but guys, I'm telling you right now, you will eventually end up in court one day. It would behoove you, each and every one of you, to get used to reading very wordy documents like this right now and breaking them up and looking up codes. Like I don't know 42 USC section 1985, but we can literally take this, right? Open it up, put it into Google, and find out pretty quickly what that relates to. These are the things that you want to get into a practice of doing, okay? So when we look this up, this 42 US Code 1985, it says conspiracy to interfere with civil rights. See, I've never been exposed to this before. But when you start going through real life situations that people file court cases on, and you follow the breadcrumb trail of laws and statutes and verbiage that they leave in those court cases, like I said, the compound effect of you doing this, of you making this a habit, will blow your mind. You will become an invaluable resource, not only to yourself, but every single person who is connected to you. When we talk about making our lives easier and truly living in freedom, it is tied to you developing valuable skill sets. This is one of those valuable skill sets. So you guys can read this more about this if you like, because it's a part of this case. And inevitably, some of you may run into issues where you need this information because something has been done unjustly to you on your job. I know at my big old rusty crusty age, almost everyone I've spoken to has had a negative employment experience and they didn't know what to do about it. So again, these types of court cases always intrigue me, and I dig a little bit deeper into them. So let me just say, we left off here. When taking the factual allegations in plaintiff's complaint as true, there is a plausible claim for relief. Okay, claim for relief, that is a phrase you need to know. Oftentimes, a lot of your court cases and your arbitration filings are getting dismissed because you have no claim for relief listed. That means, like, what do you want done? Okay. In paragraph 18 of the complaint, plaintiff classifies her communication as an intent. Remember, I told you every single word counts. An intent to resign, not an actual resignation. See, so that makes a difference. The court wrote that the district court erred by ignoring that plaintiff had a plausible claim to relief and not drawing reasonable inferences in her favor. So let me tell you right now, this was a lot. We're not going to break down every single bit of this case because I'm hungry. But I just wanted to expose you. And then from the same exact email, you can click read opinion. Now, when you click read opinion, what it's going to do is open up a whole nother tab that's going to allow you to go even deeper. Even deeper. We just read the email synopsis, right? But when you click and you go even deeper, it pulls up the PDF version of the actual complaint. Okay? And this is hot off the presses, y'all. Filed 10/4/2023. That was yesterday. So you want to also start to read things that look like this. And as you can see right here, the plaintiff, the former superintendent, she has multiple defendants here. Dothan City Schools, Dothan City Board of Education, Michael Smith, individually and in his official capacity as a member of the board. So she's not only suing the school system, but the board and the individual board members, and she listed them by name. I think I talked about this in my 2 previous videos where we were talking about, are you ready for court? How it is very important that when you're listing your defendants, you might just not only want to list them as their as the corporation that they're a part of, but them as individuals as well, because people can do some funny business. I gave the example of a guy who won a court case against a company, but in the middle of the proceedings, the company was actually dissolved by the owner. So how does he get his award? How does he get his winnings? The company was dissolved, albeit illegally, because you're not supposed to dissolve a company in the middle if you have any litigation pending. But what can you do if somebody, let me tell y'all something, somebody who's used to breaking the law, one time, they don't care about breaking the law 2 times. So if they already screwed you, do you think they worried about, it's basically a game of like, catch me if you can, or what you gonna do about it, you know? So I gave the example how that's why it's so important. Like with all the stuff that DJ Envy is going through right now with the Cesar Pena and the real estate pyramid scheme the alleged pyramid scheme that a lot of people are suing them for, you will see that on those complaints, a lot of the plaintiffs they're not just suing Cesar Pena and Flip the Dial, they're suing Cesar Pena, aka Flippin' NJ, because that's his alias, that's his name. They're suing DJ Envy, also known as they're suing Rashawn Casey, aka DJ Envy. So it's very, very important that you sue people. You know, if you have something that's complex and involved, you sue not only the corporate entity, but also the individuals who have a hand in the pot as individuals and their applicable aliases. Because DJ Envy could say, well, it wasn't me, Rashawn Casey, that promoted Cesar Pena. It was DJ Envy who promoted Flippin' NJ. So you can't go after my personal belongings. Yeah, you can get maybe you win the case against me as DJ Envy, but you can't go after anything that Rashawn Casey owns. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, the rabbit hole goes deep. And then what you'll find is you'll be the one of judgment against someone's entertainment name, but you can't collect on nothing, because if they, depending on how they have things set up, they might still be living in a multi-million-dollar mansion that you can't touch because it's in their personal name and you sued them under the entertainment name. It just goes really, really deep. Does this make sense to you? Do you understand what the words that are coming out of my mouth? Hey, what's going on? HOA said, where is your beautiful face at while you teach or reach gratitude? I didn't want it to be on camera in quite some time. Nothing's wrong. I'm looking crazy right now and I'm hungry, and yeah, I'll be on camera at some point. It's funny because some people are like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. You said I'm still funny. Oh, okay, good. You know, I like to entertain, I like to educate, so I'm happy you think so. Yes, listen, yep, facts. Okay, so y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. This is making sense to you. So I really like that it is very easy peasy breezy for you to go to the actual filing, and I want you guys to look at it. How is it formatted? And when you read this filing, as you see, it's like 16 pages. So look at the heading and go through this. And this is going to, of course, it's going to tell you so much more detail about what happened here with this former superintendent. It's going to tell you so the opinion of the court. These are very important, guys, too, because again, these internet YouTubers are gonna have y'all in court looking dumb, and they're gonna have some of y'all arrested and sitting in jail because they really make it seem like the law says they can't do this. So go get your bag, let me give you a play of the day. This ain't basketball. This ain't football, right? You ain't Deion Sanders. You ain't Coach Prime. Just because the information says one thing, a judge still has to interpret it, and different judges see things different ways. Okay? So you need to get familiar with different judges, how they could possibly see a thing. And oftentimes, I'm going to tell y'all something. A lot of people who file court cases lose. A lot of people lose. And oftentimes they don't lose because they were wrong. The judge will tell you if they did not agree with the plaintiff, they will tell you why. It could be something as simple as formatting. They didn't state their claim. Remember, claim to relief properly. They didn't fully follow through on showing how, like, the cause and effect relationship of what the defendant's actions did to lead to the plaintiffs. Remember, the burden of proof is on the person who brings the case. So if you are the plaintiff, you have a much heavier responsibility than the defendant. Now, oftentimes y'all are the defendant and the plaintiff doesn't have any responsibility because y'all will make the case for the plaintiff. Y'all just be so scared to be in court. Y'all be like, yeah, I did it. What can I do to get out of here? I just don't want to go in jail. What's the fine? Or can I plead down? Or you be admitting the stuff before they even fully prove it. But that's why we're here, right? But the opinion of the court is very important. And when you actually read through, this is boring stuff. But I'm not going to lie, if you read it enough and you understand how greatly this can affect your life, it becomes juicy to you. This is your reality TV. Well, I'll put it like this. Forget reality TV. This is the reality of things. And when you read these things, you start to be exposed to legalese again within the context of it actually playing out in the real world. So when they say we review de novo, right? Do you know what de novo means? If you don't, you go to the handy dandy Google, and then you put it in there, and then you'll find out what de novo means. Okay, so when we look at de novo, and then you put this on a flashcard, and then you review it, and then you start incorporating it in your parlance, in your conversation. Okay, that's the easiest way for you to learn this stuff. Remember when was it Color Purple, when she was like window, 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 right? This is how the spelling bee champs, the killer bees of the world, and all, you put it on your flashcards and you start incorporating it into how you talk, right? So de novo means from the beginning, anew, starting from the beginning, right? Desde cero, right? From zero. Reset, de novo. So, if you're talking to your man, your woman, they done messed up, they done forgot your birth. No, we ain't doing birth, but they done messed up, and you trying to tell them, you know what, it's cool. I ain't gonna hold that against you. You gonna be like, you know what, baby, I'm not gonna let this one era overshadow all the great things you've done. We gonna start de novo. And they be like, what? Especially if you're a man. If you're a man and you say that, your woman gonna be like, what? And you'll be like, yeah, baby, look it up. And she gonna look it up and be like, promise you, conversation squash. You will start over de novo, de verdad. That's de novo for real, okay? We all love somebody that can teach us some things. All right? Talk legalese to me, baby. Talk legalese to me, baby. I'm so goofy. But yeah, you want to go through these things. You want to look up terms, phrases. Ooh, when they start throwing out court cases to back up what they are saying, you want to start looking up those things. And I'm telling you, this will make it so that this is not about you becoming a lawyer, but this is just about you understanding that as a grown adult, the court system is really set up. It's all about commerce. It's all about money. Most court cases are about fines. You got to pay to file. You got to pay to sometimes submit your answer. You got to pay to appeal. You got to pay if you lose. If you win and they don't pay, you got to pay to file contempt of court. It's all about money. And as surely as you are living and breathing in these streets, okay, if you're not out in the woods living in a tent off the grid, somebody gonna bring your butt into court. Either somebody gonna bring you into court or you're gonna have to go into court. And I'm telling you, just your ignorance could cost you a big chunk of your income in garnishments, fines, fees, penalties. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. So $500 fine for a traffic ticket, or thousands of dollars, God forbid, spent in family law court over a misunderstanding could really financially devastate a lot of you, a lot of people that you care about. So if you're on this channel, my assumption is that you ain't no regular schmegular person. You ain't no hooga booga, right? You got a little depth to you. So sign up for these things. And as I've showed you, when it comes to your inbox, you can read the summary, decide if you want to go deeper into the case. And from there, you can actually pull up the complaint and then go through the complaint. Highlight the words you don't know, look up statutes, look up codes. Remember now, statutes are not laws. They're not laws. Statutory, that's pertaining to a state. So what is the statute in one state is probably in the statute in another state. You know what I'm saying? What goes down here in Georgia probably don't go down up there in New York. This is how you hear a lot of people saying, man, my brother didn't pay child support and he ended up in jail. But my ex didn't pay child support and they still walking around fine. How does that happen? Different statutes, different. Chances are when you hear cases like that, it's because different states. So the penalties and the penalties, do you know the penalties for not having car insurance? And they vary by state. And in some states, your butt can go to jail for not having car insurance. It's not just a fine. It's not just, oh, you pay and you show up to court. No, your butt can go on site. On site. So when I say it's about commerce, it's about the courts making money. It's serious, because jail it shouldn't be meant for people who have traffic violations. Now you in there with the people who commit real crimes and have real victims. Nah, player. So yeah, go through this stuff, guys. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. I'm gonna go to the comments and see if anybody wrote anything else. He said, "Show enough." Oh, you did not put "Show enough" on here. Do you know I just watched The Last Dragon like 2 weeks ago? Oh, and I was smiling the whole entire time. You are the last dragon. You possess the power above them all. My son had never seen it. I said, "Blasphemy." I'm gonna have to take your black card, little boy. You ain't seen The Last Dragon? Who's the best? Show no. Who's the best? Show no. Man, Busta Rhymes really should have. Busta Rhymes in his prime, he could have played Show no. All right, y'all know I be rambling on these things. HOA, you laughing at me? You in Atlanta? So you, my 11th district neighbor. John Davis says no car insurance. City I'm in has an ordinance where they impound the car. Yes, city limits. They tow the car outside city limits, just a ticket, still within the same county. Y'all see that? John Davis, I'm happy you showed up. You always be dropping nuggets. Do y'all see that though? Okay. So true. We got to understand this stuff. And I wish they made this stuff more entertaining and more applicable to real life in school. Because when I learned about government and stuff, I was like, man, I just want to get an A in this class and keep my GPA up. I didn't care about none of this stuff. So I was a grown adult and not understanding what the word municipality meant. That's crazy. A quote unquote smart, nerdy person. And I didn't understand this stuff. But let me tell you something. When you get grown, because there's grown, right? You're grown in your 20s, but then there's grown. That's about your 30s, 40s. That's when, the novelty of being grown has worn off and real life has hit your butt in the butt. Usually by now, you done had some churn. You probably married, going into your first divorce. You grown. You done had a few cars, a few apartments, a few credit cards, a few everything. Now all this stuff starts to click. Now this stuff starts to be important to you. Now you interested. Now you tuning into this, right? Now your ears are open. Now you want to learn. You're either going to pay for your education or your ignorance. But either way, you going to pay. You going to pay, Day. Hey, love. Glad to see you again, amiga. Hey, what's going on, D? Nice. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I remember you. So, y'all, that's all I got. Ain't got no more. Again, before you leave, if you like this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. I want you guys to sign up for Justia. And I want you to look at those court cases in your inbox. I want you to start digging deeper, looking at actual complaints. I know it's intimidating. If you need a break, take your break. But little by little, you can really become a totally different person. And I'm telling you, the confidence that comes along with this is priceless. It's priceless. It's not about you wanting to become a lawyer. And I ain't no lawyer. I ain't got to learn to know that stuff. No. You absolutely do. Because when you end up in court, even if you get a lawyer, they don't need to hold all the cards. My mom always said, Kim, know enough to think. Know enough to make other people think that you know more than what you actually know. Okay? And to this day, I do that. I don't care if I have to call a plumber or go to a car place or whatever. I will go on YouTube and do a quick, intro to this for dummies and get enough of a lingo going on to let the person that I'm dealing with know you can't pull one over on me now. I might not be an expert like you, but I am not green. And I strongly suggest that you all do the same thing. All right. Again, like, share, subscribe. Thank you all for your participation. Oh, Revolutionary 2 said Black liberation, black. Oh, okay. Black on black. All right. We got the memo. Now I ain't gonna lie, I'm for empowerment of everybody. And some people will say we shouldn't even call ourselves black, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole right now. I'm not even going down that rabbit hole right now. That's a whole nother conversation. But we got your Revolutionary 2. Thank you for joining. All right, y'all. I'm going to go get dinner with my ear hole, and I will talk to you later. Bye.